Hello guys, it is Teenage Marvel Fan, back with another video, and in today's video, I will be reviewing the latest episode of Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., one of my all-time favorite shows right now. And this episode is titled Code Yellow. So this was a pretty good episode, all Earth-based. Last episode was all in space, this episode is all on Earth. So yeah, and there's two main storylines. I'm first going to start off by talking about the whole Yo-Yo and Keller thing, I guess you could say. Although before I get into that, I do have to say that at the beginning of the episode, Sarge and his crew were hunting for some guy, and then Sarge stabbed him, and then the guy just it was like crystallized spikes kept shooting out of his face and his skin and stuff. So, yes, that's what you need to know. So then, Keller and Yo-Yo and that scientist guy that I don't know the name of still, they're doing an autopsy on this guy to figure out how he died, because he's got crystals all over his face and spikes coming out of it and stuff. So they're definitely confused, and I would be too. So then they cut him open, and they see that there's a parasite in his chest. It's like an alien zombie bird, I guess you could say. So it's really freaky. It kind of looks like a mini pterodactyl, but basically this thing was inside of that guy and basically ate him from the inside out. So they're looking at it, and then all of a sudden it starts moving, and then it gets free, and it escapes, and it starts flying around the room, and they're like, everybody get down, because they don't, if that gets inside one of them, then that would eat them alive too. So they have to capture it somehow. But then they stop hearing it, and then they look at a ventilation system or vent or shaft or whatever, and then they see that it chewed through it. So this thing is loose in the building, so now they have to go find it. So they go looking for it. Yo-Yo is gonna grab it because she has robot hands. But then it flies down out of the ventilation system, and then it hits Keller, and then it basically tackles him. He gets flung against the wall, and then it crawls inside his mouth. So I kind of saw this coming. As soon as it we knew that it was alive and it started flying around, I felt like it would kill someone, and I felt like he would be the one because he's not really an important character. So then it gets inside him, and he's dying. He's not dead yet. So they're trying to get him to the lab. So they take him there, and weird things are happening. He kind of passes out, and you think he's dead because he flatlines. But then he opens his eyes, and it's kind of like when people get mind controlled, and he was super psycho and almost choked out that scientist guy. So then Yo-Yo restrained him with some rope and stuff, and then basically after that happened, they had to operate on him to get it out of him. But then the scientist guy tried cutting into him so they could get the thing out, but then it burned melted the knife and burned the guy's hand. So they couldn't operate. His temperature was rising. They had to get him to a containment thing. So then they started rolling him down the hall, trying to get him to the containment thing. But then before they could get him there, he broke free of the restraints, and then he stood up. But then the crystallized spikes started shooting out of him, and the scientist guy was like, "Get as far away from him as you can." So then Yo-Yo did, but then she came back, and the dagger or the blade that Sarge used to stab the other guy, she took that and then she stabbed Keller. So, this was a sad moment because they were dating, and she just had to kill her love, her boyfriend, like the love of her life. Like, yeah. So who knows? Maybe she'll go back to Mac now, possibly. Probably not anytime soon, because well, you know what just happened. Um, so yeah, that was the kind of more minor storyline of the episode. But then moving on to the more major storyline of the episode, and this is all about Deke. So he is back. I don't really remember what happened to him in the last season. I don't remember how he ended up where he is now. But basically, he's like in charge of a gaming company, and he's been like selling Shield tech and making a huge profit of it because Shield is like super advanced. They're like Wakanda, but not as secret. And so then the Sarge and his people come after him. They're trying to kill him because they're trying to kill everybody that doesn't belong in the timeline or reality or whatever. So Sarge shows up, and Deke doesn't know that Coulson died, and he thinks that this is Coulson. So then he starts talking to him, but then as they keep going on with the conversation, Deke realizes that it's not Coulson. So then he tries to get out of there. But then Sarge grabs him, and then they kind of have like a little mini fight until Deke grabs Sarge's dagger and then stabs him in the hand. So Sarge got stabbed in the hand. Ow. It looked painful, but so then that gives Deke a chance to escape, and then everybody else evacuated, and Deke's girlfriend, she went out to get a boba or whatever. I guess that's like, I don't know, some kind of drink. Um, so she went out to do that, and she didn't know about any of this. So then Deke went out, and he was hiding, and he was using his tech to hide from Sarge until his assistant slash best friend guy shows up, and then he finds out that that guy was working for Shield the whole time, and that he was watching over him. So then they're able to get out of there, and then Mac and like his team and May and like those people show up, and then they start hunting down Sarge and his crew, while Deke goes back to the Quinjet, and then there's one agent there making sure that he doesn't leave, while everybody else is inside, going after the people. And so then May goes after Snowflake, and she has her knocked out, but then Sarge shows up, holding a gun to her head, and then at the end of the episode, you see that Sarge kidnaps her, and that's where it leaves off for her. But then Deke gets a call from his girlfriend. I think her name is Sequoia, and remember, she was going to get the boba, but she didn't know about this whole attack thing. So then she showed up at the office, not knowing that Sarge and his crew were in there. So then Deke was like, "All right, I'll come get you." So then he just walks out with a bulletproof vest, and then the agent that was supposed to be watching him just doesn't even notice until he's already gone. So then Deke gets in there, he finds Sequoia, and then starts trying to get her out. But then one of the bad guys show up, I think. Yeah, it's the skinny dude with the beard. But then Mac shows up, beats him up. So, that's cool. And then the big guy with the beard shows up. The big bald guy with the beard shows up. And then they he chases them into the game testing room or whatever. So then he gets trapped in a simulation, and then it looks like he's making out with Daisy. I would like to do that. I want to do that simulation. Cause Daisy, she's hot, and yeah. But enough about that. So they knock him out, and then they're able to get out of there. And then that's pretty much where it ends. I think they all get out of there. Sarge and his crew escape, and of course with May, and so then yeah, that's where it ends. And then so now we know Sarge's true plan. He is well. It kind of explains it in the trailer for the preview for the next episode, which I won't go explain because I'm gonna save that for the next review when the episode is actually on. So let me know down in the comments below if you're enjoying this show. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next video so I can bestow all my Marvel knowledge upon you.